On this episode, all 5 children of the late legendary singer Jenni Rivera sit with us in a no-holds-barred interview. And how a young entrepreneur started a new beverage inspired by Mexican Lucha Libre. Finally, we reveal Bella Naibe's biggest pet peeves. All that and more on The Trend Talk.
Welcome to the Trend Talk. Good to be here again.
I know.
And today I want to talk about something that might ruffle a little feathers here and there. So pet peeves. You know, what are pet peeves? And I know we all have them. So I wanted to explore that. What are some of your pet peeves?
I have a lot of pet peeves. For example, I have a friend that talks with her mouth full. I hate that. It's like... I mean, why can't you
food out?
Yeah, why can't you just like swallow and then talk? But I'm kind of shy about telling her because I don't want to hurt her feelings. So I kind of let it go. But every time she talks with her mouth full, I kind of cringe inside. What about you?
Well, you know, like between friends, there's always pet peeves. I have one about you.
Oh no!
But you're not going to get mad, right?
I'm not going to get mad. I promise.
Okay. So you know how we have our meetings on the phone?
Yes.
Sometimes, and we're all talking on the phone? And I'm giving you my undivided attention. And I'm like talking about something really deep, like, you know, we really need to do this. And she goes, don't do that. I want the coconut one. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? That just happened. But that was just one example.
Yeah.
But it's... And before that, I've noticed, like, when we were on the phone, it's like you're gone somewhere. And I realize you're on the computer working, doing something.
Right. I think it's part of multitasking. It's funny because the pet peeve I have towards you is very similar, but I think we have similar personalities that we like to multitask and do 10,000 things at the same time. And my pet peeve that I have towards you is that is that when we're together and we're actually preparing the show, and I ask, you know, we're online and we're like talking about one thing, and then I ask you one question, then you go into this rabbit hole of like tackling that thing, and it was just a question, and you're like, well, let me investigate and let me Google and let me make phone calls, and I'm like, no, but that can wait. We need to do this.
I know. I want to do it like right away.
You want to do it right away, and then it kind of takes us off task. But I'm the same way in that respect too, where I'm like, I'm multitasking. So I think sometimes we gotta like.
But it serves our purpose, right?
Yeah.
One of my pet peeves is when I wake up on Saturday and someone's blasting their Zacatecas music or their rock music. And it's like for the whole neighborhood to hear. It's like, I don't need to hear your music. If I wanted to hear rock or Zacateca music,
and we're both from Zacatecas, so we're not hating on Zacatecas. No. We're both from there.
We're just hating on the music.
At 7 o'clock in the morning, right?
I know.
And then what about when your husband does something that just gets on your last nerve? Like my husband, I hate it. Whenever he eats, he like, you know, I don't know why, but with the spoon, he always hits his teeth like. So every time he eats, I have to hear that spoon hitting his teeth.
Did you say anything to him?
No, but I think I'm going to have to because it's like a deal breaker.
I think you just did.
I know, I just did. How about you? Do you have any pet peeves that your husband does?
Well, you know, my husband is an avid sports fan. Okay, so sometimes when he's watching his sports and it's really late because he watches them and he tapes them and he watches them, I'll say good night. Good night. And sometimes he just never answers me because he's all into the game.
The pet peeve police are here.
I hate it when we're taking the show and the police is coming by. That's a pet peeve.
That's a definite pet peeve. And you know what else I don't like?
What?
When we run out of time and when things are getting juicy. But we ran out of time for the chit chat segment, so we gotta go, right?
Okay, where are we going?
We're gonna go talk to our next guest. We have the people behind Agua Lucha brand. We have the Rivera segment, you know.
Oh, yes. The Riveras are always fun.
We talk to all the Rivera siblings. They talk about autism, coming out, all kinds of things. That's going to get really juicy. So don't go away. We'll be right back with more on The Trend Talk. For generations, Aguas Frescas has been a Mexican favorite, and now a new company is bringing that delicious, delicious drink to the masses here in the United States and beyond with a company called Agua Lucha. And we're here with one of the founders, Villan Garcia. Thanks for being on the Trend Talk.
Thank you for having us. We're really happy to be here.
I tried your drinks. I love them.
Oh, thank you so much.
I love them too because they're not that sugary. And I get car sick, and I was driving up to Big Bear, and I drank one of yours, and it was like it hit the sweet spot. It was like not too.
Which one did you have? Do you remember?
I had, I believe, the lemon.
Oh, that one hits the spot, especially
right.
if you're really craving something refreshing and something that bites, especially if you're having spicy food.
And I like them because I like to have the jamaicas and the. What was the Jamaica and the tamarindo?
Sí.
But when I go to restaurants, it's just too sweet. And when I tried that, I can have the flavors of Mexico.
Right.
Because to me, those are more Mexican than lemon, because you can have lemon.
Exactly.
But of course, it's a special way that they prepare it in Mexico. But I really like the horchata and the tamarindo.
And your brand name is so cool because it's like agua fresca, but you're Agua Lucha. So explain the meaning behind the name.
So, we're everyday luchadores, that's the whole concept. And our sort of affection towards Lucha Libre really stands out as well. I mean, my great uncle used to fight with El Santo back in the day. Yeah, he was at bars, people didn't know who they were, they would pick a fight, and the guys would end up being, thrown on the floor, so it's pretty funny. And unfortunately, they're such strong icons of Mexican culture, and they've never gotten the sort of recognition that they deserve, especially the dudes that you never hear about. You only ever hear about El Hijo del Santo or Blue Demon or Blue Demon Jr.
Yeah.
Right.
But your uncle and yourself got together to start this, right?
Yes, exactly.
So what was, you were sitting around, and how did that come about?
So, we love food. That's all we ever talk about, he and I. And he actually works in the food industry previously. And one of our biggest problems is we never found an agua fresca that we liked.
Yeah.
We'd go to a taqueria, have our really good tacos, and the only option they'd have is jarritos, Coca-Cola, or the really sugary syrups and powders that are made at home, supposedly, right? So we took it upon ourselves to make something that was fun, engaging, elevating Mexican culture while providing something that's healthier and
you
tastier.
Promote it really interesting with the luchadores. I mean, when you go to events, celebrities have already started learning about Agua Lucha. I mean, you were at the George Lopez golf tournament.
Yeah, exactly. We were there this past weekend.
Party and all. So how did you get them to, grab a drink, and how'd you get there?
Yeah,
because your promotion is really good.
Thank you so much. So I mean, we're very.
You must have a great publicist.
Yes, exactly.
Who's your publicist?
Well, we.
No, we know him. That's why.
Do you know him? He's a nice guy, I think, right? I think his name is Gabriel Reyes or something. He's a cool guy.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, we spent about a year developing the brand, and we really wanted to be irreverent and in people's faces, because we're tired of Hecho en Mexico and the Abuelita, because that worked in the past, but now there are millennials and new generations within specifically LA that need something fun, right?
And I see that those brands, those types of iconographies are kind of making a comeback. For example, there's a big movement for La Virgencita and La Chancla, and
Los chicharrones.
Los chicharrones. And I'm so glad that you guys are doing this, because it is kind of like re-enamoring ourselves with our culture that, a lot, it was kind of getting behind in the past, but now you're updating it.
Yeah, the Mexican culture specifically is just so much fun. I mean, we're Mexican, so I mean, but Latinos in general are always having a good time. But the Mexican culture is so much fun, and it's so important for us to continue to be engaged.
And you were talking about that your uncle was a luchador, but this company also gives back.
We do.
And you have a foundation for luchadores who've retired, right?
Yes. It's called Apoyo a Luchadores. And it goes in sort of part of the story that we wanted to honor these great warriors of Mexican culture. And like movies like Nacho Libre and other type of Lucha Libre iconography there is no kickback to the people that created this.
Right.
So we're there fighting for the luchadores, which is kind of funny, right?
And doing it with some great drinks, and you partner with taco trucks.
We do. So going back to your question about how we market, a lot of our effort is with sales and distribution, and we only work with the best taquerias, the best trucks, the best chefs, you know, where you could really get good food.
There's a taco truck right in the corner of my house where I always get my tacos and burritos, and they sell Agua Lucha.
Oh, they do?
So I was like almost going to take a picture.
That's too funny.
Send it to you.
Yeah, take pictures, you know, tag us. We're always doing t-shirt giveaways,
So where
hat
can
giveaways.
we find Agua Lucha? Agua Lucha on social media.
So we have at Agua Lucha on Instagram. We're very active. We're active on Twitter and Facebook as well. On Instagram, we feature all the taquerias that we work with. And then also on our website, we have a map where you can see sort of the closest place within a 5-mile radius. And luckily, these guys, you know, they're promoting us, talking about us, because we're there spending hours with them on a weekly basis.
Are you guys hoping to expand into other products? I know that you guys sell the cute little caps. And
Thank you.
The little mini
We have these fun
luchadores.
T-shirts.
Oh,
I
yes.
can't show it to you because it's zipped up,
Oh,
but
right,
I have
these
one.
fun sweaters as well. You know, we're always looking to do different merchandising.
Thank you so much for being here.
No, I appreciate you having
and I
me
know
here.
you brought us some drinks.
I did. They're in the back.
Some aguas
okay.
Yeah,
frescas.
only for the
Some
special people.
Agua Lucha.
What
Well,
can we
that's
say?
wonderful. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
No, thank you for
Yeah.
having me. This is a lot of fun.
Okay,
Yeah.
well, if we want to find you on Instagram, is it just Agua Lucha?
Agua Lucha, visit our website, www.agualucha.com. And if you see our trucks running around, because they're everywhere, stop by and say hi, and you'll get an Agua
Villan told me
Lucha.
I could have a drink.
There you go. We'll see how far that gets you.
Well, Villan, thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you.
We will be right back with a lot more on the Trend Talk. Don't go away.
You know, there's always some juicy drama when it comes to the Riveras. And now they're spilling the beans in the reality show of season 3.
That's right. I sat down with all the 5 children of the late Jenni Rivera, Chiquis, Jacqie, Jenicka, Juan Angel, and Michael, and they talk about everything from raising a child with autism to losing weight to new beginnings. So take a look. Congratulations on all your success.
Thank you so
Because
much.
even though you're admired by a lot of people, you have a huge fan base, it's still not easy to stay motivated, right? To keep recording the show, to keep pushing your businesses. Talk to us about that aspect that maybe people don't see, the keep hustling part.
Well, yeah, like you said, it's not easy to expose your life, your personal life, out to the world, you know. It's something that my mom taught us to always be honest and be transparent. But it's not always easy because obviously with that comes a lot of criticism. Something that we're very used to. I think that if you don't have haters, it's like you're not doing something right, you know? So that's one thing. But sometimes there are times when I'm just like, it's hard. This reality show thing is hard. But then if you see it in the positive way, you help so many people, and we can show people that, you know what, we're just like you guys. We go through it as well, you know, not just because we have X amount of, people following us. Exactly. We go through it, and this is definitely a season that you're going to be able to see that.
This season, you mentioned helping people. All of you have something that someone will relate to.
Oh, for sure.
I'm going to start with Mike.
Yeah.
You are a single dad, pretty much,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
You have a daughter with autism. Talk to us a little bit about what you've learned in that journey.
It's just learning that even though she has her condition, we can work through things, and the sky's the limit for her. And and even more so when I have their support, and it's so much. Now that she has a relationship with them, she, like, even small victories, like, she didn't speak so much before, and now she's speaking and she talks to all of them. Jenicka's her favorite, Jackie's a close second, and she thinks Chiquis is crazy, but she knows that, you know.
She likes me though.
And just the way that she interacts with them is a huge victory. And
Yeah.
and I do my our practices and things more off camera because it's more personal. But you do see Luna being there, and more so, she's just part of the scene. She's part of the family. She's a normal girl. She could do the same thing that other kids can.
Her and J-Lo love
and I
each
want
other.
other young single parents that are going through the same struggle to see that, you have to we get dealt this hand, and what are we gonna do now? And for me, I just relish every victory and enjoy every step of the way, and just so excited to see how she keeps growing and learning.
Right, and then when you hear that word autism, like your head goes to one extreme, but it's there's a happy medium, right? I mean,
yeah, that's the thing too. I'm by no means an expert. I'm still learning more and more every day. We're all learning together. So I would never want to tell anyone this is the way that you have to go, because children with autism, it's in a spectrum. So they all function differently. Some of them have different setbacks. Some kids with autism can't be in loud places. She loves loud places. She just loves the commotion and the hype and stuff. So it's everyone has a different journey, and it's just more about learning and being patient and really knowing what drives your kid and what stimulates their mind. That's just what I always want to do, is just keep her mind going.
Jacqie, what we've seen from you is what a lot of us want to do for, our New Year's resolution: lose weight. You look amazing.
Yes.
So give us some tips for the millions of us that are kind of like, I want to lose those last 15 pounds or whatever. How did you do it?
First
of all, how much weight did you lose, and how did you do it, and how are you maintaining it?
I lost 65 pounds in the span of a year and a half, and it was more a mental thing for me, because I've been trying to lose weight since I've been on diet since I was like 10. I think it's just more, you really just have to want it. Like, no more excuses, and it's not gonna be perfect. Like, I've messed up, I've cheated my diet or whatever. It's just, you get back up. It's a lifestyle change. It's not a diet. It's not something that you start and then end. It's just something you have to be willing to do for the rest of your life. And my eating habits have changed. The eating habits of my kids have changed, and it's really helped me. My lifestyle changed in the sense I work out really early in the morning. I don't make any excuses. And I would say, I'm gonna be so tired and I need energy for the kids, but I actually have more energy now. So it's just little things. Drinking a lot of water. It's drinking a lot of water. It's making time if you really want it, and not expecting changes. I think that's one. It's not expecting changes. So like 2 weeks after,
Right.
Stop. Just hide the scale.
It's like,
just keep moving forward and hide the scale, and then you'll see. When people start telling you, it's like, okay, there's a difference.
But I do have to ask, what kind of workout are you doing?
It has changed.
I'm not.
I just did 30 minutes. I didn't want to overwhelm myself. And I just do 30 minutes 3 times a week and get that done, and then little by little you'll want to start doing it more.
Johnny, one thing, obviously, you coming out, a lot of kids are going to be like, that's me, I'm going to have the courage to do it. So my hat's off to you.
Thank you.
Talk to us, what do you want to say about that in your journey?
Well, when I thought about coming out on the show, because when we sat down and, discussed what we were going to talk about for the whole season, I wasn't even in my relationship at the time. But, things just happen and life changes little by little. And I really wanted to give my all to my relationship, and I also didn't want to be afraid to do something as small as like hold his hand. Right. or just show him love, and I wanted to just give him that space in my life. And I also didn't want to be afraid if it were to come out, and I wanted it to come out from me. And
was the response what you expected?
Honestly, no. I mean, because I obviously I want to be an original Mexican singer, and I thought, okay, I don't think it's gonna work if people know I'm in a relationship with this boy. But I decided, even if I do lose my dream, it's not. I love this person more. But now I don't feel like I've lost my dream, and I've gotten so much more support than I thought I would. I knew I would get support, but now it's just like a little bit overwhelming. I'm like, man, like these people, like they really respect me, and I think my favorite part about it is that certain people haven't necessarily treated me differently, and if anything, if they have treated me differently, it's just they've shown me more respect.
Now we're going to go to you, Jenicka. So I understand you're trying plus modeling on the show and and off of the show as well.
Yeah, definitely.
What is that journey like for you?
It's an interesting, very nerve-wracking journey. I'm a very shy person. I don't.
She doesn't like.
I don't like coming out of my shell, and that's what happens a lot in the season. Like, I've been pushed to my limits, past my limits, and growing and actually trying something new and actually doing things that that can bring me confidence and reassure myself, and figuring out little things. It's like every season I'm figuring out exactly what I want to do, and especially in this one, like I feel like I'm getting closer and to that goal and to where I want to be.
And finishing off with Chiquis. So what kind of life lessons are you bringing into this, new, I think every 6 months we're all kind of reinventing ourselves. What new life lessons are you bringing into the next evolution of who you are?
You know what? I've learned in these past couple of months that it's okay to be nice, and it's also okay to be gracefully assertive, to say what is on your mind. Not sugarcoat things, just kind of say it how it is. And if something bothers you, if something doesn't feel right, say it, because before I used to be a people pleaser and I didn't want to upset anyone. I wanted people's approval. And now I feel so confident within myself that I'm just like, you know what? Some people take your kindness for weakness and they take advantage, and I'm kind of done with that part of my life. I'm more of like, I have to love myself more and respect myself more, give myself my place in order for other people to do that. So I think that's what I've learned, especially being a woman in regional Mexican music. You have to be strong, yet you have to be sexy, and it's just like finding that balance. But more than anything, it's just being like secure and being confident in who you are. And now I feel better than ever. After my break, I feel like Superwoman. I feel really good. I have my bad days, of course,
Doesn't she look more happy?
Yeah, you look so relaxed and like
you.
just zen.
I do, and I'm praying, and I want to hold on to that so bad. So I have my mentors, I have my life coach, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to hold on to that as much as I can, because I'm here for a reason, for a purpose, and I don't want to lose that focus, because I did for a little bit. It's easy. So it's okay. That's what I'm here for. Through my experiences, hopefully people learn.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Wow, such an amazing interview.
Thank you.
Congrats.
Thank you. You can watch The Riveras on NBC Universo. We'll be right back. I want to welcome back our in-house real estate expert, Cesar Melendres. He's the president of the luxury real estate company Lowell and Vanderbilt, and he's here again to talk all that's trending in real estate. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So one thing that I've been reading a lot about is cryptocurrency. People buying houses with cryptocurrency. Is that true?
So it's kind of a fallacy in both ways. So cryptocurrency is decentralized, meaning that it's not governed by anything.
Right.
So the issue is, if you're a buyer that has a tremendous amount of money in cryptocurrency, the bank, the lender, will not actually accept that as a form of currency.
Right.
Therefore, you cannot purchase with cryptocurrency. The issue is the banks have no guidelines with this new form of currency.
Right.
Therefore, it's unusual.
And you can't really track where that cryptocurrency came from.
That is correct.
And when you're getting a loan, banks want to know where that money came from
They
to
want to
make
see
sure
at
that
least
it's clean money, right?
Exactly. 2 months basically documenting where that money came from. Yes.
Right. So if you made millions off crypto, you probably can't buy real estate.
Unfortunately not.
Okay. Another thing that's trending is flipping. I mean, well, it's something that's always been trending. Is it still a hot thing to do?
So when prices inflate up, profit margins go down. So unfortunately, there's no spread for flipping homes anymore, correct?
Right, but Lowell and Vanderbilt has done an amazing job flipping. And let's go to a video to see a little bit of what they can do.
Today, we'll be looking at a 1940s colonial home that needs complete renovation. Let's take a look. The property sits on 5,000 square feet of living space. And you can imagine, when we got this property, it was a complete mess. It was gutted, had red tag by the city, so we definitely came in here and did some serious renovation.
Wow, Cesar, you guys did an amazing job flipping that house. Talk to me a little bit about what you did to make it look so beautiful.
So obviously a lot of planning was involved. So part of flipping a house is design and kind of imagination.
Right.
So we hired a great designer to give us an idea of what it potentially could look like. And of course the manpower getting the right contractor and the team getting it together.
That's right. So in this house, what do you think makes it most appealing?
This house belongs to a big family. Obviously, there's a guest house in the back for the in-laws, kids to grow up for stability. So the house was made for a family.
Right. And we know, as far as trending, what I've seen a lot is people putting like wood paneling on the outside. What other trends do you see in new homes that are being built?
Great question. So a colonial home like that requires great style, like wainscoting, as you mentioned, basically molding on the side panel of the house.
Right.
So yes, wainscoting is a great feature. Also, chandeliers, being those vaulted ceilings, makes a really good impact on the house.
Now, if I wanted to buy that particular home, how much would it cost me?
A nice $3.2 million.
3.2 million sold.
I'm your agent.
Awesome, awesome. All right, well, if anyone wants to see more listings, of course, or ask any type of real estate questions, you can find Cesar Melendres at lowelandvanderbilt.com. As always, thank you so much for being a guest on
Pleasure.
our show.
Thank you
and
so
we
much.
look forward to having you here again one more time. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Okay, we'll see you back after this break. Don't go away.
Well, it's time to say goodbye, but we want to thank our guests for coming out to play with us on the Trend Talk.
And I want to give a special Trend Talk Trendsetter shout out to Alegría Magazine for honoring all the activists in our community in their latest edition.
Yes, she was celebrating her 6th anniversary of printing her magazine, Alegría. She recognized activists, and we were honored to be part of that group.
That's right. Remember, follow us on the Trend Talk. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. We even have our own podcast, so like and share. We're always talking because if it's trending, we're talking.
Ya llegó el carnaval, todo es fiesta y alegría.
Con cultura, estos días llenos de algarabía.
Ya llegó